known as scraps. And today I'm going to be using some shapes, basic shapes that are in the Cricut library, and I'm going to be modifying them to create a whole new image. If you have any desire, just Google punch Christmas shapes. Oh my goodness, prepare to be overwhelmed. The file that I've opened is the tree tag from the Wrap It Up cartridge, which I own, and I've also selected a circle from the import or insert shapes. Whenever I'm doing slicing weld, the insert shapes menu is my go-to area. It gives me so much to work with. Don't be afraid of trying to create different shapes. The more you do, the better your eye becomes at seeing what you need in order to cut out a certain part, in order to weld a certain part, to give it a whole different size, a whole different shape, a whole different dimension, and a whole different use. I've already sized, we're going to begin with the tag, and I've already sized it to 1.5 inches wide and 5.5 inches high. Now I'm going to lock that because I want to maintain those proportions. I'm going to return to my layers tag, and I'm going to select, with it selected, I am going to ungroup. I'm going to delete the green top because I just want the basic background. Now I'm going to be using my circle. The first part of this exercise, I'm going to be using it as a filler, like I'm coloring in a part. That's going to be with the weld process. I know for a fact that this is an oblong shape. So I'm going to duplicate my circle as it is, and you're going to find that when you're doing this, you do tend to duplicate quite a bit. I'm going to unlock my circle and simply drag down. Now I'm going to lock it back. I've got an oval shape, and I'm going to size it down and bring it to the front. What that does is that allows me to put it inside of the orange area. I want to be able to see it, and I don't want to be able to see my little white cutout. I'm going to select it all, and I am going to go to Layers and Weld. There was no magic sizing in that. It was just simply enough to cover up the hole but not extend outside the boundaries of the orange. Now this could pass as it is, but why? You don't have to. It would be beautiful with just a little bit of a shape to each of the sides. That's where this circle is going to come in. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to my edit menu, and I'm going to size it the same size as my tag. If this was a square tag, I would size it probably about a ½ an inch larger. But since the cutout is here, I'm good. So it's going to be 5.5 inches wide, and that gives me a huge circle. But I'm not done. I'm going to unlock my proportional sizing, and I'm actually going to take and create an ellipse that's a tiny, tiny, like that, oval. So it's 5.5 inches high and 0.3135, somewhere in there, 30 inches wide. And now we're going to lock it. We're going to take and we're going to send it. It's already to the back. If it isn't, go to the Arrange, move to back, because you want to be able to see your orange shape. And we're going to slide that ellipse underneath this straight side of the orange shape. Zoom in, and you can see it matches there, and it matches down at the bottom. Now I'm going to draw my bounding box around both shapes. I'm going to go to my Layers menu, and I'm going to slice it. Note in the Layers menu, I have sliced image D, sliced image C, sliced image A. Sliced image A is the residual of my ellipse. It was the first thing I began with. So I'm going to select sliced image D, delete it. I'm going to select sliced image C and delete it. Those are very tiny slivers, and if you were to see them, they'd be the orange part. If I move my ellipse away, you can see now we have a curved line on this side. So I'm going to take this ellipse and go to the other side. And I'm going to position it the same place. Draw my bounding box, layers, slice. And again, I have a sliced image D, a sliced image C, a sliced image A, and it's orange, you can see it. We're going to get rid of everything but the orange image. Select it, delete it, select it, delete it, select it. I'm done, delete it. And you can see our candle has a really pretty shape now. Hang on, and we'll be creating the flame for this candle. All right, let's make our flame for this candle. It's actually really simple once you start doing it. I have from the Insert Shapes menu selected a circle and a diamond. I'm going to go to my edit screen with my circle selected and make it 2.5 inches. This size is just, it's so I can work with it and see it. It's not going to be the final size. Now I'm going to select my diamond, and on the height I'm going to put in 2.5. Now that I have my shapes the correct size, I'm going to take a circle and select it and duplicate it. I'm going to pull it off to the side. You will find that once you start doing this, it's really your basic shapes. When you get them a certain size, it's easier just to duplicate them and keep going. That way you don't have to go back into your menu and you've got it ready for you to go. I have placed my diamond on top of my circle. Zoom in just a little bit. And you can see that the corners, I want it so that the corners of the diamond intersect the lines of the circle. It looks a little bit like a baby bird with his beak stuck up in the air. I'm going to select both images and I'm going to go to the Layers menu and weld them. And now I have a baby bird with his nose stuck up in the air, or so it seems. On my Layers panel, I'm going to select that welded image and make it a yellow, just to differentiate it. Now I'm going to take my circle, and if it was not already behind that image, I would move it to the back. It's easier for me to see. And I'm going to take and duplicate this as well. And I'm going to start playing. I want a little bit of movement up here. So I'm going to take one of my circles and I'm going to set it on top of to back. You can see where it intersects down at the base. And the point, I'm going to right there and there. Move this down just a little bit so I can select it both. Select both of them and I'm going to slice. Now in my Layers panel, I've got sliced image D, which is a crescent shape, sliced image C, which is a crescent shape, and sliced image A, which is what's left of my circle. I can take that one and that one, in other words D and C, and I'm simply going to delete them. That's really kind of pretty. Now I want to get a rounded effect there. I could use this circle, but I found that once I've sliced with them, sometimes unless I'm using exactly what I've got, it tends to be a little bit picky about what it uses. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I am going to create an oblong with this circle. And I'm going to unlock it. Oblong ellipse, I guess, is what I want. And I am going to make it 0.5 inches wide, and 3 inches works, and lock it. Now I'm going to take, and again, I'm going to bring it, rotate it over here, and I'm going to select I want it to go to the point of my flame. There we go. This is where it gets a little tricky. And I just have it from this point up to that point. I want to kind of slide into the bottom part of my flame. See if I can zoom in. Right there. I'll probably move up just a titch. All right. Select both. Layers tab and slice. Okay, let's turn off sliced image D, turn off sliced image C, and see what we've got. That's not too bad for a flame. I think we can go ahead and delete sliced image D, sliced image C, and sliced image A. Delete. Delete. At this time, I'm going to duplicate my flame, and I'm going to start playing with it and trying to get a little bit of movement. So I'm going to unlock it, make one a little bit thinner, duplicate this again, make this one a little bit smaller, put it on top and rotate. Bring this out. And select both and weld it. And lock it. Now, if you look at our candle, they are not the right size for this candle. So I'm going to take actually pull it, bring this one to the front. Make it just a little bit bigger and rotate. Till I'm happy with it. It is my project after all. And I'm going to group that. Now I'm going to set my canvas and size it according to the cards. So I'm going to go to cards, and I already have my canvas set at a 5.5 by 4.25. Move this over and I'll size it proportionately. Have to be careful of that. And size it proportionately, bring it in. Still not quite the size. And there you have your candle with a flame. You can also rotate it just a little bit to give it there a little bit more movement and play with some, the settings on it. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope it gives you some ideas for your own slice and weld features. Until next time.